Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for this episode 17 here on Bloomfield with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, as you can see, the bales are gone. You may also notice that we're up to $90,387 on largely the strength of those bales, although we did have a few products from our farm shop that I sold off. But the bales netted us from our share of Ben's was 17,325. For baling Neil's, we got 5,940, and for selling our bales, we got 13,200. And then I think it was about $3,000 we got for our products. But I have spent a little bit of that money, 2,700 to be exact. Oh no, I forgot about the 1,200 for the lime as well. But I rented all this equipment from Ben for the day. So this is a larger slurry tanker, and it has the slurry, all the slurry from our pigs and TFS's pigs. Don't know if it'll be quite enough, but we're going to find out. Then this is a mulcher. Then we have a lime spreader, and I filled that up with lime. I know we won't need all that lime, or I don't think we will, but whatever's left we'll just hang on to for next time. And then at least the Kubota. Two reasons for that. One, it has the crop sensors for when we do the fertilizing on our grass field and our potato field. And also, our little John Deere, there is no way it'd pull that monster. So, we've only got this for the day, so let's get cracking. So we're going to start off with the line, and then we will run over with the mulcher and mulch it in a little bit, and then lastly throw slurry on it to soak it in. So this will be the first time our fields have ever been fully prepared using precision farming. Now, Ben said this has a pretty wide spread width on it, so I wonder if that sucker would go right down the middle. Let me turn around and we're going to try. See if we can get it all in one pass here. Oh, easy. Look at that. Now I know we could have borrowed this equipment from Neil, but he's been more than fair to us, I think, and we had the funds, so I thought we'd try and be a little self-sufficient. So that's why I rented it from Ben. Now, I don't know what we'll do next year. Maybe we'll rent this same kit from Ben again if it's available. I had a little lime left over in the shop. I guess I could have used that, because this is using hardly any at all. Of course, it is a pretty small field. Well, there, that made pretty short work of that. Oh, I see I missed one little spot there. Now, most of this equipment is not very expensive, and we could potentially look at buying it from Ben, but for our small fields, it's hard to justify right now, especially when we can rent it for such a small amount. I said it was only $700 for the equipment and $2,000 for the tractor for the day. Ooh, that's a little tough to see. Now, to be fair, I usually mulch and then lime, but I thought this is probably a more realistic way to do it. But on crop fields, you can see it not too bad. But boy, on grass, it's really tough to see. You know what I just realized? I think TFS has one of these sitting in the bush back there we could have used for nothing. Oh well. Like I said, it only cost us $700 for all this gear. Oh, those darn trees. Sorry about that. Actually, you know what? I think we might be able to see the difference in cab a little better than we can here externally. We'll try that once we get around here. You can see it though from a distance. I don't know if you guys can make it out on whatever devices you're watching on, but now I'm going to get this lined up here like so. Then we'll go in cab. Oh yeah, just right with the edge of the fender, and like you can see it easily from the in cab view. So that's how we'll do it. And then I don't have to worry about those darn trees. So Ben, he was saying he's going to start construction next month on his project down there. So that'll be interesting to see. I can't remember if I shared it or not, but he's building a glass dealership down there, is what he's up to. I believe he said he's going to incorporate some space too for his used inventory. He's going to store that in that area as well. So that'll be a little handier than going and rooting it out of the bush. I suppose one risk by not picking up some of this gear now is Ben will sell it, and come time we want it, it might not be available. Of course, on the flip side, there might be something better available, but you know what? That's not likely with a last name like Murphy. Looks like there's a piece right there we missed. Now, if we run out of slurry, Neil said that Sims always has lots on hand, so we should be able to pick up a little from him. After we get this done, there isn't going to be much to do until we get to do the next cutting on this field, and then it'll be helping out Neil with his harvest. So we'll probably be jumping ahead in time a little bit. It's towards the end of February when I'm recording this here in Alberta, and this is almost what it looks like around here. It's been pretty warm around here lately. We had a cold snap there after Christmas sometime, but it's warmed right up, and most of the snow we've got has disappeared, unfortunately, which is really too bad, because I do like to get out and do a little skidooing, and it's nice when you can do some around home where you don't have to load up and go someplace else. Okay, I think we're going to need to do this little part. Oh, it was out of cab here just because we can't run over the neighbor's crop. It's not the way to well, this just says not very neighborly if you do that. Oh shoot, I guess you can't run over power poles. Huh, who knew? I must say this is a nice quiet tractor. I see there's another little piece we're going to have to back up and catch there. I should probably check and see how our greenhouse is doing as far as supplies go. It's been a little while since I've checked to see if it needs water or seeds or anything. We'll go around the pole this time. Might work out a little better. A little easier on the paint. Now, according to Ben, this tractor has enough grunt to pull that slurry spreader. But boy, it sure looks small in front of it. We'll put it to the test here right away. Of course, he hasn't steered us wrong yet. But it will be nice not to have to make several trips back and forth between here and TFS's. All right. Just jump out and make sure we got it all here. Yep. I think it's almost going to have taken me longer to ferry this equipment up here than it is to do the work. And it's going really fast. I'm trying to keep those trees out of your guys' face. All right. Now I kind of forgotten how much slurry we use, so I just grabbed it all. If we have any left over, um, we will just sell it off, I guess, because there's we can't unload it. We don't have any place to store it. So it's automatic application rate. Oh, we better turn our crop sensors on in the tractor. Now, I don't know what kind of spread width this thing's got. We'll try about there. Oh, looks like just about perfect. Not bad at all, actually. Huh, Ben was right again. This little Kubota's handling this no problem at all. Although size-wise, it looks like it shouldn't. Wonder why it leaves those little stripes there. Oops, we can take, well, you know what, we'll swing around. And catch this. Ooh, boy, we've gone through half our slurry already. I think we might have a trip to TFS, or sorry, Sims's in our future. Of course, the potato field's quite a bit smaller yet than this, so. Of course, the Murphy way would be to run out with just like literally. I thought I turned you off. postage stamp size left to do. that'd be that'd be the way. All right, let's head to the potato field, and we won't have to guess anymore. And there's our piggies doing just fine. Our rock collection. Now, probably should have had narrows on realistically to do this. Wow, I can't see any. Oh, I guess there is a slight texture change. Tough to see though. Now this series or this episode is going to come out a little behind the other series that I recorded already, but by the time this comes out, it'll probably be old news. But I am playing injured, as I've mentioned on the other recordings. Don't have the use of my left thumb right now. My granddaughter grabbed it and yanked it back and aggravated an old skiing injury, so I have to have it braced up right now. It's very, very handy. Looks like it didn't catch right to the end there. Although I have been playing like this for a couple days, so it's not quite as awkward as it was when I first had to do it. There, that ought to help. Because it is really hard to see. Yeah, what did I tell you? One pass short. Now, see, folks, that is the Murphy way. That's the way you get her done. All right. Well, you know what? I'll leave you there. I'm going to run down, wangle a deal with Sims, and I'll come and finish that little bit. Then I'm going to return all this equipment. Then I will catch up with you, and we'll see what we're going to do after that. So, see you in a little bit. Well, there, I just finished having lunch with the wife. As you can see, I've taken all of Ben's equipment back. I gave it a quick wash. So I think we'll round out this episode by doing a few of those chores I mentioned. Jump in the old John Deere here. Now I checked, and this pallet, I guess you call it a line here, on the end has the least amount in it. See if we're lucky enough to be able to empty it into our greenhouse. When I went down to Sims and asked for 1,000 liters of slurry, he just laughed at me. That's all it took. It didn't even use all of 1,000 liters. That's all we were short. So he said, yeah, go ahead, take it. He has hundreds of thousands of liters there. So he said we could just take 1,000 liters. I thought the trigger was right there for that. I'm pretty sure it hasn't taken any. We double check here. Nope. Oh, that's sweet. Well, no, I don't understand that because it took it when it was sitting on the wagon. Maybe it needs to be a little higher. Well, not entirely sure what's going on there. Just 1 second, I'll turn the markers on and make sure. Well, I got it figured out. This is the lime pellet I purchased, and I knew it worked, so I tried it. And it took it no problem. And I thought, well, maybe it's because we unloaded those pallets from the trailer. Then it dawned on me. If we come over here and look who owns those. Ben. Because that's Ben's lime spreader that we just rented from him. Of course, when I filled it with lime, it charged Ben, so I just transferred him the money. But when we unloaded it, of course, it's Ben's lime. So what I'll have to do, I guess, is load that up, let Ben sell it, and replace it, I guess, is probably the easiest way to do it. I'll figure something out anyways, but that's why I wouldn't go in there, because it's owned by Ben. But anyways, I see my wife is waving at me here. I better run in the house and see if she wants. So I'll catch up with you guys in just a minute. Well, that was Sims who was trying to get a hold of me. I guess I left my cell phone in when I had lunch. He had called Ben and was looking for that baler wrapper, and Ben told him we had purchased it. So he called us, said he'd give us 5,000 cash if we come down and do some baling for him this afternoon. Apparently, he has cut his grass and picked up what he could to put in his dryer, but there's some left on the field, quite a bit apparently. So he'd like to get that baled up. So, heck, 5,000 bucks for an afternoon's work. I guess I'll take that. So we'll have to mess around with this at a later date. So I'll get organized and I'll meet you down at Sims's place. Well, we're just starting to bale away here in Sims's grass. Looks like he only got about a third of this field into his dryer, I'd say, this time. So he's going to have a fair few bales here, I think. So I will straighten out that lime. I'll just replace it. So I'll take care of that off camera. So that we have lime we can actually use. That could be kind of handy. So this episode is likely going to be a little bit longer because I didn't do any jump. Oh shoot, I forgot to stop. I didn't do any jump cuts when we were doing our fields. I thought I'd just show everything, and that turned out to take a little while. But I've never done that before. So it was kind of like a little mini live stream there for almost 30 minutes. Because it was our first time doing precision farming on our field, so hopefully you found it a little bit entertaining and not too boring. Tried not to have too long of silences. Ooh, a little bit of a hill here. I guess TFS knew Ben had this baler, or no, sorry, TFS Sims, sorry. He wasn't asking a lot. He was going to pick it up and buy it, but we beat him to it, and I'm glad we did because man, it's more than paid for itself, and we've only had it this month. So that was some more good advice from Neil. It looks like Sims is standing down there by that tractor. I wonder if he's just inspecting or if he wants to talk. Well, it looks like he's waving us down here. So I guess I better go see what he wants. I'll catch up with you guys in just a minute. Well, that was interesting. He said we shouldn't be working a classic as hard as we are, and he told us to use his tractor. At least he called it a classic. He didn't call it a museum piece like Neil called our equipment that one time. But I'm not going to turn down an opportunity to, try out a newer John Deere. Wow, look at this thing. Now this is a tractor. Oh, look at that. Newer. It's brand new. Only 1.7 hours on it. Jeez, these guys. Boy, I have to admit, Neil and Sims have some nice gear. I'll bet you this won't have any trouble with that hill. Wow, this is nice. One day, maybe, one day. Well, it's too bad this baler didn't have just a tiny bit wider pickup. So we're missing a little bit here and there. Well, as you're going to have seen a bit of a jump cut there, unplanned, but I had a bit of a coughing episode that I didn't quite catch in time to mute, so I'll just cut it out in editing. So this episode is going to be a little bit longer. Whoops, and I forgot to back up there. Busy yakking. But I am going to enjoy using this fancy piece of kit and get this finished up. And I don't think there's anything else for us to do this month, and so it'll likely be a couple months before I see you again. Of course, as always, that could be subject to change. Something might pop up that is unplanned. But if you're still with me, really appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, I encourage you to hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget about that old notification bell if you want to see when other content like this lands. But for this episode here on Bloomfield, it's Farmer Murphy signing out.